going to say about the ribs and sternum. So actually this is called as sternum, and all the structure bone, it is called as ribs. Okay, so about this ribs and sternum only we are going to see. This ribs and sternum, this is also called as rib cage or chest box. Okay, it is also called as chest box. And next, if you see, how many pairs of ribs we have? We have 12 pairs of ribs in our body. Okay, in this 12, if you see, first to seventh ribs, it is called as true ribs. Why it is called as true ribs? Actually, this is called as sternum, this is called as ribs. I said this ribs will be directly attached to the sternum. So 1 to 7 ribs are continuously attached to the sternum. So only it is called as true ribs. And next, if you see 8 to 10, these ribs are called as false ribs. Why it is called as false rib? Because once the ribs is attached towards the within the ribs itself, it is not directly attached to the sternum. So it is called as false rib. So 1 to 10 are not attached directly to the sternum. So it is called as false rib. Next, 11th and 12th ribs. They are called as floating ribs. Why it is called as floating ribs? Why it is called as floating ribs? Because what will happen, the 11th and 12th pairs of ribs, they will be just half standing. It will not be connected towards the ribs, or it is not connected towards the sternum. So it is like incomplete or like a floating, it looks like a floating. So it is called as floating ribs. And this floating ribs, it is also called as free ribs. Can you understand? Okay, what is the main function of this ribs and sternum? It protects internal organs. It protects the internal organs. What are the internal organs? So it protects the internal organs. So what are the internal organs? Internal organs like heart, lungs, then liver. Clear, children? So that's all about this ribs and sternum. Clear? Thank you. Next, we are going to see about the skull. What do you know about the skull? This is the hardest portion in our body, and it is made up of calcium and minerals. Okay. What is the main function of the skull? It protects the internal organs like brain, because it is a very delicate organ in our body. So it protects the brain. And a skull, it is made up of 22 small bones. Okay. In this 22, if you see, the 8 bones, or what will happen, it will be attached to the cranium. Okay, the cranium is nothing but the skull region, that is top region, the head region we can say. And the remaining 14 bones, if you see, it is attached or fused to form the face. Clear? Okay. And next, if you see, in this, the jaw region also will come under this one. The upper jaw, it is immovable, and the lower jaw, if you see, it is movable. Clear? So totally, this is the introduction about the skull. So next, question part. So explain in detail about the ribs and sternum with the neat diagram. So this is one question. Next, write a note on the skull and its importance. Clear, children? Thank you.